Have you ever noticed that two people can hear the exact same spiritual teaching and walk away with completely different experiences? One person hears, "You create your reality," and feels empowered. Another hears, "My suffering is my fault," and feels ashamed. Same teaching, completely different impact. I'm Alison Batty-Capps of Blossoming Heart Wellness. What fascinates me is that I don't necessarily think that one person is right and the other person is wrong. I think many spiritual teachings contain insights that can be deeply empowering, but I also think those same teachings can become harmful when they are interpreted in ways that create shame, self-blame, or justify suffering. And I don't think it is so easy to just say that it's the fault of the person who's interpreting it. I think it's much more complex than that. For years, I thought my job was to figure out which teachings were true and which ones were false. But lately, I've been realizing that I am less interested in telling people what is true, and I'm much more interested in understanding how human beings make meaning from what they hear and allowing space for everyone to believe what feels true for them. Because none of us encounter a teaching from a neutral place. We bring our life experiences, our wounds, our hopes, our culture, and our nervous system to every idea or belief that we encounter. And I think that's why I've become so interested in the space where spirituality, psychology, and neuroscience overlap. Not because I want to tell people what they should believe, not because I don't have my own perspective of what I think feels true for me, but because I'm curious about why different people can hear the exact same teaching and walk away with completely different conclusions. Maybe the most important question isn't, is this teaching true? Maybe it's, how might this teaching be interpreted by people with different lived experiences? And is that interpretation helping people become more connected to themselves, others, and life, or less? I think my role as a teacher and as somebody who's practicing as a licensed marriage and family therapist and as a wellness coach and as a spiritual mentor is not to tell you what you should believe. I think my role is to explore spirituality, psychology, and neuroscience with you so that we can all become curious about why different people experience the same ideas so differently. Because diversity of interpretations isn't necessarily a problem to solve. I think it might actually be part of what we're meant to understand, because maybe we all need something different in order to heal. Maybe understanding one another's interpretations is just as important as understanding how we understand the teaching itself. I'm sharing my personal and professional framework, not as absolute truth. I invite you to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And if you're curious about how to understand your own relationship with beliefs and ideas and others' beliefs and ideas, I invite you to go deeper by reading my book, The Divine Within, Healing Ourselves to Heal the World, or go to my website, blossomingheartwellness.com, to learn more about online courses or how to work with me. I help individuals ask questions to help them understand their inner world more clearly so that they can develop a relationship that is compassionate and built on wholeness so that they can relate to others in a way that reduces suffering. If this resonates, stay tuned for more. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Find your own path. Sending you deep love.